Ah. Well, guys, this one all started thanks to Facebook. All right. A couple years ago, I was working at the school that I was at the first year, so about 2, 3 years ago. And this guy was asking about movies, and he asked about Watchmen and a few other things. And I started talking to him, and I gave him so much information. He was like, "Do you like comics or something?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." So he ended up giving me what I consider the greatest comic book haul ever for free. A whole bunch of comic books, Bronze Age stuff, X-Men stuff, Chris Claremont, John Byrne, first cameo appearance Wolverine was in there, Hulk 180, and just all this other great stuff. And it was in a woodshed, so I made a series of videos. It's in a playlist. And then this week, clicking on Facebook here and there, I usually don't really play on Facebook that much. Two things happened. Got a message from Scotty Hines. He has his own YouTube channel. You'll probably be seeing him on a Howlermouse video next week. Probably tells of the D&J Hobby Shop. I get a message from him, and he says he's got a few comic books he wants to give me. Some Conan and some whatnot. I didn't think it was, I figured it'd just be some stuff he had stuck in a corner somewhere. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll have it, And then the same night, the guy who owns the comic book shop, Daryl, sat there and said that he had a haul of 70s and 80s comics that somebody brought in. Turns out some lady had been cleaning out a closet or something and found some comic books of her deceased husband. So I'm like, I tell Scotty I'll meet you at the comic book shop, and I go on down there to see what these books are that this lady brought in. And lo and behold, it was just glorious. Because Scotty pulled up with his mom, came out, and I ended up getting 650 comic books. Okay? From the 70s and 80s going into the 90s and stuff. And then I took some of those comic books that were Web of Spider-Man out of the comic book boxes that Scotty had gave me, and I traded them in for the dollar boxes of the older stuff that the lady had brought in that was her deceased sons. So it ended up being the greatest day at the comic book shop ever. So the first thing I want to show you is the deceased sons comic books, some of the stuff I got there. He had Lone Wolf and Cub #1. This is the stuff I grabbed. Never thought I'd see #1 of this. Frank Miller covers from Dark Horse in the 80s. As mint as you can get with still creamy colors and glossy, covers and white pages, creamy white pages inside. Jack Kirby's Eternals #7, an upgrade with what I have. A little bit of a beat-up copy of Thor 191 by Stan Lee and John Buscema, 15-cent cover. I think it's from like 1970. Thor 216. 209, a little bit of a roll spine. And the pages inside of these are like creamy white. They look new. 224 with the Destroyer. 225 with Fire Lord. Marvel 2-in-1 #6. It's got a dinged up corner. Thing and Doctor Strange. #10, Thing and the Black Widow. Tomb of Dracula #42 in perfect condition. It still smells like that. You can still smell the fresh ink in it. It's amazing. Thor Marvel Special that reprints some Jack Kirby Stan Lee stuff, #4. Super Marvel Edition. Never seen this. Don't know what it's worth. Marvel's Greatest Comics, reprinting the Fantastic Four cover that freaked me out when I was a kid and made me afraid of Kirby because of that gross cocoon. I think it's #67 it reprints. Yep. And then today, Daryl had pulled out some comics as he wanted to look them up, make sure he wasn't sitting on a gold mine before he put them in a dollar box. So I went back today to see if he had put these in the boxes, but I didn't grab any comics to trade in, so I paid $5 for these. New Gods #9, first appearance of Bug. Is that right? Okay, this came to $5. #8, my favorite issue, where the Terrible Turpin takes on Calabac. The Death Wish of the Terrible Turpin. Alright. #11. That's an upgrade from what I have. And 2 copies of #10. So yeah, that was a good one. Now, I'm probably going to do a series of videos if people want to see it of the roughly 650 comics. I had a nest in here last night sorting through these things. And these books, besides some spine roll here and there, all of these books are in immaculate shape to where I would call some of them near mint, a few mint, and a few other things. But what was in here blew me away, and I'm going to give you a sample, right? So, here's one box. There's the two boxes here. There was a great big huge stack of the Savage Sword Conan. I don't like messing with these so much because as they get older, they'll separate from the staples really easy. Alright. This short box that I separated out is all Daredevil. It is not just all Daredevil. It's almost all of Frank Miller's Daredevil. And before that, about flipped out. It even has an issue that Harlan Ellison wrote. And one of the first things I found in it was, 59, hold on, bear with me. What have I done? Do I have them in here backwards? Oh, I took it out already. But yeah, 174, first appearance of the Hand. You know, this is just to give you a sample of what was in there. Issue 111, first appearance of Silver Samurai. I couldn't believe that. Some of the hotter books that I pulled out of these boxes. Number 1 of Spidey's Super Stories from like 1974, I think. It's a $40 book, people. $40 book, and this thing is, I mean, the pages are still creamy white. There's absolutely nothing wrong. I have no idea how he kept it in such good shape. And all of a sudden it skips up to number 38. These blew me away. Okay, first of all, from 1985, they reprinted the first issue of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But then I ended up getting like number 12 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Issue number 12 in there. I about fell down. Probably, I know one time I think it was a $10 book. It's probably half of that now. Right. Micro Series number 1 of Michelangelo from 1985. Mint copy of Spider-Man vs. Wolverine. This, like I said, this is just a little bit of what I pulled out of these boxes. 361, first appearance of Carnage. And this was, he gave it to me all free. All free. Yeah, Venom number 1. I don't know if that's worth anything. First appearance of Bishop, along with second appearance. There's a big run of X-Men in there. New Mutants number 1, which I about fell down because every time I find this, I don't find one in good shape. And that just blew my mind. Last couple issues of Black Panther. These are $20 books, folks. Yeah. I have to look them up and double check, but the print run in around 79-80 really went down because there's only like about 15 issues. Then there's like mini-series. There's like Cloak and Dagger from the 80s and stuff like that, but I've got the entire Kitty Pryde Wolverine mini-series from the 80s. Number 25, New Mutants. I don't know why I pulled that out. Contest of Champions. Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Red Sonja, Conan, Avengers. All of these are from like the 70s, early 80s. A big run of the Avengers, Conan, Spider-Man books, and they look brand new. I mean, seriously, some of the stuff looks like it's right out of the shop. I don't know how he stored it, man, but like I got tons of Spider-Woman in here. I've even got the 50th issue that I could never find. Tons and tons and tons of Marvel Team Up. You know, it's number 78, number 79 with Red Sonja. I think it's a John Byrne cover. You know, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and Clea. You know, I'll probably make some videos showing all this stuff. Tons of Elektra stuff. Yep, Elektra Assassin number 1, and then a whole bunch of reprints with Miller covers from, I think these are like from 82, 83. And, yeah, there's a Turok in there. A bunch of old what ifs from the original series. You know, what if Spider-Man had become had never become a crime fighter. This TV show took off. Captain America been elected president. So, there's one by Miller in here somewhere. Yeah, I love that one. What If with Conan holding a gun. Crazy kids. Marvel premieres. Like I said, a lot of Avengers. Tons of Captain America. Going way back to like 79 to like 83. Going all the way up to the Mike Zeck years. What do we got? Alpha Flight, a full run of Kazar from like 1980. King Conan, Conan, The Falcon, Hawkeye, West Coast Avengers, Marvel Fanfare, New Mutants. What do we got here? The Hawkeye miniseries, some reprints of some old, X-Men Alpha Flight. A bunch of X-Men annuals, a big run of the X-Men, like from 281 up and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll be making some videos to show those off. But I think I counted them up, came 650 books just for free. I even told them I have to give them something, and Scotty was like, no, just enjoy the books. Just enjoy them, you can have them. So Scotty will be on next week. Alright guys, that's it. I just got through mowing the yard. I haven't smoked for a week. I feel like I got the flu from my withdrawals, but I'm happy because I've got comics. I'm going to get in the shower. Thumbs up the video, share. Let me know if you want to see more of the big haul here. Alright, later.